For today's video, I will be reviewing the TXQ Lightsaber with the SNV4 Soundcard. What it comes with is a manual, blade plug, an Allen wrench, 4 screws, I only got 5, a USB Type-C charging cord, the 32-inch Neopixel blade, and then the hilt itself. This is a fully metal hilt with some very, very nice detail on it. It is honestly stunning. Now, just to remove all the components, you want to take off the pommel. This one is a very nice screwed on pommel. Very nice to take off, very satisfying. You can see the sound speaker in there, and then taking off this piece here, you can see the sound card itself. Now this is the SNV4, and it also comes with the 32GB micro SD card. So just chuck that back in there, screw on the other half of the hilt, screw on the pommel, and now you're ready to power your lightsaber. Hold it down for 5 seconds, the light will come on, and now you will become a Jedi Whoa, hang on a second, you're going to want to have to listen to this. First off, when you got your charger, you're going to want to make sure that it uses a 1 amp charging dock. So, I decided to get a 2.4 amp and 1 amp split off charging dock itself. Now you want to make sure it's a 1 amp because otherwise anything higher than 5 volts and 1 amp will short out your sound card. And you do not want that because then otherwise you will be having to pay an exuberant amount of money for another lightsaber. I'm not sure why they don't come with a charger themselves, like the actual charging dock itself, but this is the next best thing. So what you want to do to charge it is you want to screw off the second half of the hilt. You don't have to take off the pommel for that bit. And then you just put the USB-C charger into the slot that's down below the battery. This is a self-charging battery. You can get longer lasting ones. They do have to be a certain voltage though, so just make sure of that. Make sure it's in there nice and securely. Plug it into your charger and it'll say that it's charging. Once it's done charging, it takes about 4 hours to get a full charge from completely flat. Now you can put in your blade. There are 3 different screw holes on this lightsaber particularly. A lot of them do have 3. It's best to do all 3 if you're going to be doing heavy swinging, so that way the blade itself doesn't actually shake too much. I like to put them all in slightly, just a little bit before I put the blade in, just so that way you don't have to finagle with the blade and the screws all at the same time. You can just have them all in and then tighten them once you've got your blade all the way in. As you can see on the bottom there is the flat plane for it for the pins to go against. So basically you want to push down, not too hard because there is a chance that you can break the pins. Push down until you feel like there's a little bit of a sponginess because those pins are supposed to sponge in. Once you've got the blade all the way in, firmly grasp it and then tighten all of the screws once they are in. I like to do the right screw first, and then I do the middle one last, just to make sure that all of it's nice and tight in there once you get the last screw in. And now you are actually ready to power up your lightsaber. Now that you have the lightsaber fully installed, you may finally turn it on. Now, usually for this one here, it's just pressing that button there. Others, there are 2 button layouts. We'll get to those in a second. But without further ado, let's have a look. Look at that. Now, on the camera there and on the YouTube video, it'll look like there's a completely white blade and then the glow coming off of it. But unfortunately, in person, it is just it's a completely red blade. It's just the way that the cameras work. I'll close that for a second. The way that the cameras work, it acts as a reflective material, pretty much, this here. It's just really nice for cameras, which I think is the main purpose of a Neopixel. So we're going to go through all the different sound fonts for this thing. I've even uploaded a couple of my own, which you can use Profi sound fonts. So like there is, this is an Neopixel V4 Soundcard, which allows to add Profi sound fonts onto it. All you have to do, download a Profi sound font. There are places where you can buy them. There's not a lot of free places because it does take a bit to get the proper things and all that. you buy them or you get a couple for free. There's like test ones, and there should be a link in the description to the sound fonts that I've installed on here. There are 27 sound fonts, 27, as opposed to RGB ones where they can only fit 16 onto them. Well, those are the RGB Neopixel ones. We'll get into those when I buy them eventually. Basically, if you want to switch to a sound font with this specific lightsaber, there are some where, again with the 2-button layout, you can switch them just by pressing the button. This one, you hold it upwards, hold down the button and twist. And that one's Star Killer. And you can see the sounds changed, the blade changes. You don't have to change your blade all the time, but if you want to change your blade, so if you wanted to have Star Killer with his blue blade, you can point it down while it's on, twist it, or hold it down, sorry, twist, and it changes color. Now, the Pixel V4 doesn't have the smooth color changing. So normally, there's also gesture controls. With these ones, it just goes between the colors. If you get the Force Park app, which is the app that I have on my phone, basically you can do a smooth color change, where basically it goes through all the colors, and then you can just press it again on the app, and then it'll stay that color. This thing here does what a Profi does. It's just got the soundboard itself is slightly less more clarity to it, and it's a lot cheaper. Not cheap as in like the quality wise, I mean literally cheaper. This one on AliExpress was 200. If I got the Profi one, it would have been around about 300, 350. There's a lot. And with Profi ones, you have to learn how to code the actual sound fonts and all that yourself. If you hold it once, and it goes one blink, you let go and it changes the volume. So you can have low volume, mute, and high volume. I'd only recommend that for outside use, because then it dissipates the sound a lot more than going. If you hold it twice, changes the ignition. This is probably my second favorite. It's the one that you see a lot of like 2Car and all the different Neopixel YouTubers. They always have this one as like their, ooh, this is the power of the Neopixel Saber. And everyone's like, bro, my lightsaber lagging, and they don't even know what the lightsaber is. But yeah, I really like that edition. Although Ignition 3, it's just showing off. This is the Gaber. This is the Gay Saber. Particularly, this is actually one that I really like. It's just all of the rest of the things apart from the main stuff. It's just showing off the blade. And if you hold it down 4 times, it changes the sound font, so you don't have to go all the time. With the SNV4, while I said you can add Profi sound fonts, you can also do a lot of customization of the already installed sound fonts. So with the layer one, this lightsaber hum, it sounds a lot better than the one that they put with the Ray one, which is the yellow lightsaber with the like the green at the bottom and then it goes to yellow. But so I just put that hum in place of the other hum, and it just works a lot nicer. It's a lot better than the one that came with it, which was just the regular light side hum. So yeah, that was the review of the SNV4 TXQSabers E-37 lightsaber supplied by X-Trex Saber on AliExpress. If you want to get it, then I suggest clicking in the link in the description down below where you can get this exact lightsaber, and also a link to the Saber Store for X-Trex Saber. I'm not sponsored in any way. This is the first video on the channel, so that way you know. Now, I will leave you to some swinging footage, and I will see you in the next video.